Hey YouTube viewers, have you noticed today that education is really good? I mean, our education systems and just learning in general is the best that it's probably ever been in civilization. We know a lot and our minds are strong, our minds are sharp, and our minds are intelligent. And that's a good thing. You know, a sharp, healthy mind is a good thing. Now, in a holistic society that we're in today, our bodies are being trained more too. And we're exercising more and we're doing diets and we're doing these different things to make our bodies healthy. And if you look at people today, especially all their pictures online and stuff, it works. A lot of people are really healthy. They're really fit. They're really slender and they really work hard to make their mind and their body healthy. But we're at three parts in a sense. We have our mind healthy, yes. We have our body healthy, yes. But many people forget that we are body and soul, that we're spiritual beings, spiritual creatures. Now let me ask you a question. How healthy is your soul? Do you focus on your soul? Do you focus on the spiritual part of you? After all, this is the most important question in the whole world. Your soul, your body's going to die. Your mind's going to die for a while, but your soul lives on forever in eternity in heaven or hell. It's whether your soul is healthy or not, indicating whether it's going to get to heaven or hell. So do you have a healthy soul? Do you focus on it? Is your soul like a diamond that shines? Or is it more like one of those videos that you saw in health class in high school where it shows people who smoke and their lungs are black and it's dripping with tar and it's completely unhealthy to a toxic state? Now, a lot of people, unfortunately, and this is my call to you, many people's souls are like that. And we don't think about it because we don't see it. A lot of times we just worry about what we can see here and now. But our soul is the most important thing to us. How much do you work on your soul? I mean, think about it. Do you pray? Do you go to church? Do you really try to follow God? How often do you think of God in any given day? How often do you think about God in any given week, any given month? Is God first in your life? Or is he second? Or fourth or fifth or not even thought of? If you're not even praying or going to church or very little, then your soul is probably in a very toxic, unhealthy state and you need to start rehabilitating it. In other words, you need to start getting in shape spiritually. This is so important because if you die and you're, let's say, obese, spiritually speaking, to an unhealthy, toxic state, then there's a good chance that you probably won't get to heaven because heaven is for the pristine, the crystal clear. And the best part about that is God came and died in the person of Jesus Christ for us on the cross to wash away our tar and our filth and our obesity and to make us clean and healthy again. There was a story about a guy who went to heaven. And he saw all these beautiful, beautiful mansions. And he was getting all excited. He's like, these are like shopping malls. They're so huge. And God's like, oh, I know. I have these for all my children who followed me with all their hearts. Like, I can't wait to share it with them. And the guy's getting all giddy. He's getting excited. And then all of a sudden, the guy asked God, then why are we walking by the mansions? He said, oh, my son, because these aren't for you. These are for other people. He's like, oh, okay. And he goes to another place and they go down the street of heaven, so to speak, and they see smaller mansions. And he's like, oh, these are still pretty big. They're about the size of a castle. I could live here happily forever after. And God says, my son, I'm sorry. These ones are not for you either. And so he goes down to a regular street like you would see in a regular neighborhood, regular size houses. And he's like, oh, you know what? I lived here for my whole life. I could live in heaven in a normal size house. I'll take it, God. And God says, oh, my son, this one is not for you either. I apologize. And the guy's starting to get scared because the houses are getting smaller and smaller. And all of a sudden he's in these one room houses and he's going down into these really almost, I don't know, want to say the ghetto, but the really poor part of heaven. And the houses are really tiny. We're talking like one room. And the guy's like, is this where I'm going to live, God? He's like, almost. We're almost there, my son. And they finally get to his house. And it's this really, really small house. It's only about 8 feet by 8 feet wide. And the guy just looks at God and says, this is where I'm supposed to spend eternity? Why, God? I don't understand. He's like, listen, I'm so sorry, my son. I wanted to give you a mansion, but this is all I could build with the materials that you sent up to me. The point of the story is that the more we pray and follow God, and become healthy spiritually, the more we're sending materials up to God to build our house, our eternity. The more we go to church on Sundays and we give God his due, the more we're sending up materials to God for him to build our beautiful eternity. And the more we try to think about God throughout the day, the more we try to serve the poor and serve his people and really put God first in our life and try to follow the commandments, the more we just live and focus on spirituality, the more we're giving those good things to God so he can build us a mansion in heaven. Now, some people, and there's nothing wrong with working out because I go to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, but a lot of people focus solely on their physical bodies, which are going to rot and die in the grave in a very short time. How is your soul? How is your soul? How is your spiritual life? Honestly, put it in a comment below. Do you need help with it? Is it good? Is it really bad? The best part is, if you're only at the beginning of your spiritual life, if you haven't even thought about it, you can start today. Just as if I was obese, or just if I was overweight and I wanted to get fit and healthy, I could start eating right today. I could start exercising today. In fact, I have friends who were really large and now they are super fit, because they took the discipline and the time to make themselves so. And nothing is more important than your soul. So please take time to make yourself fit spiritually. Read spiritual books, read the Bible, pray the rosary, pray every day, go to church on Sundays, follow the commandments. Really try to figure out who God is, what pleases him, and how you can do that to the best of your ability. If these people in the gyms who work out like gym rats put half that amount of effort into their spiritual lives, they'd probably be saints and they'd probably be changing the world. Are you changing the world? Thank you for watching my video today. Please make sure to like it, subscribe to it, and please share it with others because this message is important. And make sure to check out my prayer and spirituality folder on my YouTube channel too, because it's going to be giving you a lot of tips on how to pray, how to connect with God, how to know his will, and how to become the best person that you can be spiritually. God bless you.